Stop right where you are, my beloved child. Do not turn away, and do not let your heart be distracted, for this very second was woven into the fabric of eternity before the foundations of the world were even laid. I have whispered your name in the silence of the stars, and today I am whispering it directly into the deepest chambers of your soul. You might think you stumbled upon this message by chance, or that it is just another video in a sea of noise, but in my kingdom there is no such thing as a coincidence. I have orchestrated the alignment of the heavens and the earth just to bring you to this specific moment of stillness. Every tear you have shed in secret, every silent plea for help that you thought vanished into the void has reached my throne. I have seen you struggling against the invisible walls that seem to close in on you, and I have come down to tell you that the time of your confinement is over. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who opens doors that no man can shut, and today I'm standing before you with a key that was forged in the fire of my unconditional love for you. Listen closely, for what I am about to reveal in these coming moments is the divine blueprint for your escape. You have felt like a bird trapped in a snare, but the snare is breaking, and your soul is about to take flight into a season of freedom you once thought was an impossible dream. Before I unveil the secret door that the enemy has worked so tirelessly to hide from your sight, I want you to make a bold declaration of your faith. This is not for my benefit, but for yours, to align your heart with the frequency of heaven and to signal to the principalities of darkness that you no longer belong to them. Do not remain silent while the gates of your destiny are swinging open. If you feel my presence right now, if you know in your spirit that this message was destined for you and only you, I want you to stop and acknowledge me. Type, "I am here, Lord," or the sacred number 707 in the comments below to open the portals of my favor over your life right now. This is your first act of spiritual positioning, an announcement to the universe that you are ready to receive. And as you prepare to receive the revelation that will change the trajectory of your life forever, join this family of chosen ones who walk in my light. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now as a sign that you are claiming the seal of my divine protection. By doing so, you are signaling to the heavens that you are ready to walk through the fire and emerge as pure gold. Do not let this moment pass you by, for the miracle you have been fasting and praying for is no longer a distant promise. It is at your very doorstep, waiting for your yes. Stay with me for just 5 more minutes, for within this brief window of time I will show you the exit that I have carved out specifically for you. The world has told you that you are trapped, that your debts will never be paid, that your heart will never heal, and that you are destined to wander in this wilderness forever. But the world does not have the final say. I am the architect of your life, and I tell you that what looked like a dead end was actually a cocoon. You are not breaking down, you are being built into a vessel of power. In the next few moments, I will strip away the veil of confusion that the enemy has cast over your eyes. I will show you exactly how I've been working behind the scenes, moving mountains you didn't even know existed, and silencing the accusers who have whispered lies into your ears at night. This is your divine appointment. You have been chosen for such a time as this, not to suffer, but to soar. Your liberation is not a possibility. It is a finished work. Trust me, lean into my voice, and prepare to see the glory of the Lord manifested in your life like never before. The exit is open, and I am holding your hand as we step through it together. I have been there in the room with you, my precious child, during those long, agonizing hours when the world is wrapped in silence, but your mind is a raging storm. I have watched you stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m., counting the minutes of a rest that refuses to come, while the weight of your worries feels like an anchor pulling you into the depths. I saw you when you turned over for the 100th time, trying to find a comfortable position for a body that is weary from carrying burdens I never intended for you to bear alone. I have seen the silent tears that track down your temples, and soak into your pillow tears you wouldn't dare let anyone else see because you are afraid that if you stop being strong, everything will fall apart. I heard the sighs that words could never express, the guttural, "Why me?" and the whispered, "I can't do this anymore," that you thought were lost in the shadows. Know this, not a single drop of that salt water fell without me noticing. I was catching every tear in my hand, holding you in the darkness, even when you felt most abandoned. You are not invisible to me. I see you in the raw, unfiltered truth of your pain, and I am here to tell you that you do not have to hide from me. I see the physical toll this season has taken on your temple. I see the fatigue that has settled deep into your bones, a tiredness that 1,000 hours of sleep could not cure. I feel the sharp tension in your neck and the persistent pressure in your head that comes from trying to figure out 1,000 different scenarios, trying to plan for every disaster, and trying to hold together the fragments of a life that feels like it's slipping through your fingers. You have been running on empty for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to have peace in your chest. Your heart has been racing with anxiety, fluttering like a trapped bird against the ribs of your chest, searching for an exit that your eyes cannot see. I see the way your hands tremble when you think no one is looking, and the way you force a smile when you walk out the door putting on a mask of competence while you feel like you are crumbling inside. My child, I did not create you to be a machine of constant production or a pillar that never bends. You were created to be my beloved, to rest in the shadow of my wings. The headaches, the exhaustion, and the crushing weight of your responsibilities, I'm aware of them all, and I'm stepping in to provide the relief that only a creator can give to his creation. You have become the sanctuary for everyone else, the one they lean on, the one they call when their world is burning. Yet you look around and wonder who is there to be a sanctuary for you. You have carried the expectations of your family, the pressures of your work, and the silent judgments of a world that only values what you can do, not who you are. I see how you pour yourself out until there is nothing left but dregs, and then you try to pour even more. You feel like a dry well, cracked and parched, wondering when it will finally be your turn to be filled. I have seen the betrayal of those you helped, who were nowhere to be found when you were in the trenches. I have seen the way you have been misunderstood, your kindness taken for advantage, and your silence mistaken for weakness. I know the loneliness that comes from being the strong one, the isolation of knowing that if you break, so many others might fall. But I am here to tell you that you are allowed to be weak in my presence. You are allowed to let the walls down. I am the rock that is higher than you, and I am the one who will carry the weight so you can finally breathe. Your value is not tied to your utility. You are precious to me simply because you are mine, and I am moving now to restore the years the locusts have eaten. This season of intense pressure was not designed to destroy you, though it felt like it would. It was the crushing of the olive to produce the oil. It was the refining of the gold to remove the dross. You have reached the end of your own strength, and that is exactly where my strength begins. When you feel you can no longer stand, it is then that I pick you up. I'm taking the shattered pieces of your heart, the parts broken by debt, by toxic cycles, and by the crushing weight of loneliness, and I am fusing them back together with a grace that makes you stronger than you were before. The exit I have made for you is not just a way out of trouble, but a way into a new level of intimacy with me. The darkness of 3 a.m. is about to be replaced by the radiance of a new dawn. I am speaking peace over your nervous system right now. I am speaking stillness over your mind. The battle you have been fighting in the secret places is already won. You don't have to strive anymore. You don't have to beg for a way out. I have already opened the door. Take a deep breath, my chosen one. Let the air fill your lungs, and let my presence fill the room. The transition has begun, and the pain you are feeling right now is the labor pains of the miracle that is about to be born. Hold on just a little longer, for the morning is coming, and with it, a joy that no one can take from you. I have watched you pace the floor of a prison that has no physical bars, yet feels more restrictive than any dungeon of stone. It is the invisible cage of your current circumstances, the job that drains your spirit, the debt that whispers threats into your ear every morning, and the heavy expectations of a world that wants to mold you into its own image. You feel like a puppet being pulled by 1,000 strings, forced to perform for people who do not see your soul. I have seen you look at the life you are living and wonder how you got here, feeling like a stranger in your own skin. You were born for the vastness of the heavens, yet you find yourself confined to a narrow path that offers no room for your wings to expand. This cage was built by the enemy to make you believe that your destiny is small, that your dreams are delusions, and that you should be grateful for the crumbs of a life you've been given. But I am the one who measures the oceans in the palm of my hand, and I tell you that this cage is an illusion that is about to shatter. I've seen your frustration, and I want you to know that your restlessness is not a sign of failure. It is my spirit within you kicking against the walls of too small. The sting of betrayal has been the sharpest thorn in your side, and I have felt every prick of it alongside you. I was there when the ones you trusted most turned their backs when the shadows grew long. I saw the Judas kiss from people you fed at your own table, people you defended when others whispered against them. You gave them your heart, your time, and your resources, only to be met with coldness, gossip, and abandonment when you were the one in need of a hand to hold. I saw the look in your eyes when you realized that the very people who claimed to love you were the ones holding the key to your emotional prison, using your vulnerabilities as weapons against you. You have been left to bleed in the silence of your own home, wondering what you did wrong to deserve such cruelty. Let me tell you the truth, you did nothing wrong. You loved with the purity of a chosen one, and the darkness in them could not handle the light in you. Their departure was not your loss, it was my divine protection. I am pruning the dead branches from your life so that you can bear fruit that will last. I am removing the counterfeit so that the authentic can finally find its way to you. I see the chains of lack that have tried to bind your feet. You have worked twice as hard as those around you, yet you seem to remain in the same place, watching others who lack your integrity, and your heart succeed while you struggle to make ends meet. It feels like a cycle that will never end, a loop of almost enough, but never more than enough. You have been trapped in a financial labyrinth where every turn leads to another wall, another bill, another unexpected expense that robs you of your peace. This is not my will for you. The enemy uses the fear of lack to keep your head down so you cannot see the horizon I have prepared for you. He wants you to believe that you are a slave to your bank account, but I am the Lord of the harvest, and I am the one who provides seed to the sower. I have seen you tithe from your poverty and give from your emptiness, and your sacrifice has been a sweet aroma in my presence. The bars of financial entrapment are being melted by the fire of my providence. I am preparing a table for you in the very presence of those who mocked your struggle. Understand this, my beloved, the cage was never meant to be your home. It was a classroom. In the isolation of your betrayal, you learned to hear my voice. In the restriction of your cage, you discovered a strength that cannot be broken. You are not being punished by the silence or the struggle. You are being prepared to handle the weight of the massive blessing that is coming. A large ship needs deep waters, and I have been taking you through the depths so that you can carry the treasure I am placing within you. The doors of this cage are not just being unlocked, they are being torn off their hinges. Those who betrayed you will watch from a distance as I lift you up, and they will realize that they were not stepping on you. They were only helping you reach the height of your purpose. The exit is not a secret to me. I am the door, and I am wide open. Take my hand, leave the bitterness of the past behind, and walk into the wide open space of my grace. Your season of being trapped is officially over. Do you ever wonder why the road feels so steep for you while others seem to glide effortlessly through life? Do you feel as though an invisible hand is constantly trying to dim your sparkle? Or that every time you take 2 steps forward, something pushes you 3 steps back? It is because you carry a light that the darkness cannot ignore. You are a lighthouse in a world that has grown comfortable with its shadows. When you enter a room, your frequency disrupts the low vibrations of negativity, envy, and despair. You are under attack not because you are weak, but because you are a threat to the kingdom of darkness. They see the crown I've placed on your head even when you cannot see it yourself. They feel the authority in your voice even when you are only whispering. You have been wondering why you seem to attract bad luck or why people project their insecurities onto you without cause. It is simply because your light exposes what they are trying to hide. The intensity of the opposition you face is directly proportional to the magnitude of the destiny I have placed inside you. I have seen the confusion in your heart when a simple day turns into a series of inexplicable obstacles. I saw the car that wouldn't start the technology that failed right when you needed it, and the sudden, unprovoked anger from a colleague or a friend. These are not accidents, my child. They are strategic distractions intended to make you lower your vibration. The enemy knows that if he can make you bitter, he can make you blind the exit I have provided. I saw you sitting in your car, gripping the steering wheel, trying to hold back the scream of, "Why is everything so hard?" I want you to know that the pressure you feel is the proof of your value. A common stone is never polished with such intensity, but a diamond must endure the friction. You are being refined because you are meant to reflect my glory. Every arrow shot at you has been intercepted by my shield, and though you feel the impact, the weapon has not prospered. I am using even the attacks of the enemy to build your spiritual muscles. Now I want you to do something very important for me. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel the air as it enters your lungs, a gift of life from my own breath to yours. As you exhale, let the tension in your shoulders melt away. Drop your jaw. Release the grip you have on your problems. I am here. I am in the room with you. I am in the very air you breathe. You do not have to fight this battle with your own hands. The battle belongs to me, and the victory is already secured. This moment of stillness is your weapon. When you remain at peace in the midst of the storm, you become untouchable. The darkness cannot comprehend a soul that rests in me while the winds are howling. You are safe. You are protected. You are loved with an everlasting love that no shadow can ever diminish. The light within you is far greater than the darkness around you, and it is time for you to stop apologizing for how brightly you shine. As you feel this peace washing over you, realize that you are not alone in this fight. Thousands of other chosen ones are standing with you in this very moment, connected by the same light. To signal your agreement with heaven and to claim your place in this divine community, I want you to press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now. By doing this, you are telling the spiritual realm that you are part of my royal family and that you are ready to receive the daily bread of my word. Do not let the enemy isolate you. There is power in our collective faith. Join this family of believers and signal to the heavens that you are standing firm. As you do, feel the shift in the atmosphere around you. The heaviness is lifting, and the clarity you have been seeking is beginning to flow. We are just getting started, and the revelation awaiting you in the next chapter will show you the exact tactics the enemy has used to confuse your path and how I am dismantling them one by one. I see the thick gray fog that has descended upon your mind, my child. I see how you wake up feeling as though you are wading through deep water, where every decision feels heavy and every path looks the same. This is not of me. I am not the author of confusion, but of peace and a sound mind. The enemy's greatest tactic is not to destroy you with a single blow, for he knows I am your shield, but to weary you with 1,000 questions. He whispers, "What if?" until your soul is exhausted. He creates a labyrinth of mirrors where every direction looks like a dead end and every hope feels like a mirage. He wants you to believe that you are wandering aimlessly, that I have forgotten the coordinates of your life, and that you have somehow drifted beyond the reach of my grace. But listen to my voice. The fog is not a wall. It is a veil, and I am currently breathing my spirit upon it to blow it away. The very fact that you are confused is proof that the enemy is terrified of the clarity that is coming to you. He only tries to hide the path when he knows that the next step you take will lead you directly to your breakthrough. The adversary uses the labyrinth of the mind to keep you walking in circles. Have you noticed how you keep revisiting the same mistakes, the same regrets, and the same should-haves from years ago? That is his hand at work, trying to make your past feel like your present. He wants to keep your eyes fixed on the ground, counting the stones of your failures so that you never look up to see the horizon I've painted for you. He uses the noise of the world, the news, the social comparisons, the frantic pace of modern life to drown out the still small voice of my guidance. He knows that if he can keep you in a state of constant mental noise, you will miss the subtle opening of the secret door I prepared. He presents you with false exits, shortcuts that lead to more bondage, quick fixes that turn into long-term pains. But I am the way, and my way is narrow, but leads to life. I am teaching you right now to discern the difference between my gentle nudge and the enemy's frantic push. My voice brings calm to the storm. His voice makes the waves seem higher than they truly are. One of his most subtle lies is the too late narrative. He whispers into your ear that you have aged out of your dream, that you have wasted too many years in the wilderness, or that someone else has already taken your spot. He wants you to believe that time is your master, but I am the Ancient of Days. I stand outside of time, and I hold time in my hands. To me, 1,000 years are like a day, and I can condense a decade of progress into a single moment of favor. I can restore the years that the locusts have eaten. When the enemy says it is too late, I say it is exactly the right time. He uses your biological clock, your bank balance, and your social status as evidence of your failure. But my evidence is the blood of my Son and the power of my word. You are not behind. You are being built. You are not late. You are being aligned. The confusion you feel regarding your timing is simply the friction of my divine acceleration meeting the enemy's attempts to slow you down. I want you to recognize the mirage of the dead end. Just like I led my people to the edge of the Red Sea, where they had mountains on both sides and an ocean in front of them, the enemy wants you to think you are cornered. He wants you to feel the hot breath of your problems at your back and see no way forward. He wants you to give up right at the water's edge. But what he calls a dead end, I call a stage for a miracle. The very place where you feel most trapped is the exact location where I will part the waters. The confusion is meant to make you turn back to the slavery of your past, but I am calling you to stand still and see the salvation of your God. You are not stuck. You are positioned. Every no you have received was my protection from a path that would have led to your ruin. Every closed door was my hand turning you toward the exit I have custom built for your spirit. Take heart, my chosen one. The cloud is lifting. I am giving you a spirit of discernment right now to see through the smoke and mirrors of the adversary. You will begin to see the lies for what they are, empty whispers from a defeated foe. You will start to hear my voice with a clarity that surprises you, a knowing in your gut that bypasses your logical mind. The exit is not something you have to find through your own intellect. It is something I will reveal through my grace. Stop trying to figure it out and start trusting the one who has already worked it out. I have the map, I have the key, and I am the guide. We are walking out of the fog and into the light of a new day. The confusion ends here. My peace begins now. You have spent much of your life wondering why you feel like a misfit, like a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit into the picture of the world around you. From the time you were a small child, you sensed that there was something different about your spirit, a depth that others didn't seem to possess, and a sensitivity to things that others ignored. You have tried to dim your light to make others comfortable. You have tried to shrink your soul to fit into rooms that were too small for your destiny. But I am here to tell you that you were never meant to fit in. You were set apart. Being a chosen one is not a title of vanity, nor is it a path of ease. It is a divine calling that carries a specific weight. You carry a frequency that resonates with the heights of heaven, and that is exactly why the world has tried so hard to pull you down. You are not a common stone found on every path. You are a rare gem that I have hidden in the dark, secret places of the earth to protect you while I was polishing you. Every time you felt rejected by people, it was actually my protection. I was closing doors that would have led you to a life of mediocrity because I have destined you for the extraordinary. The reason you have endured such intense heat and such crushing pressure is because of what you are made of. A common rock can be crushed into dust, but a diamond is birthed from the very pressure that would destroy anything else. You have looked at your life and seen only the struggle, but I have looked at your life and seen the transformation. You are being built, not broken. You are being refined, not rejected. When gold is in the furnace, the goldsmith does not leave it there to destroy it. He watches over it until he can see his own reflection in the molten metal. I have been watching over you in the fire of your trials, waiting for the moment when the impurities of fear, doubt, and insecurity are burned away, leaving only the pure reflection of my glory. You are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a person for my own possession. This means that your life does not belong to the whims of fate or the malice of your enemies. Your life is governed by a higher law, the law of my purpose. You were chosen before you were born to be a light bearer in a dark generation, and the strength you have developed in the shadows is the very strength you will need for the stage I am preparing for you. I do not give big assignments to small people. The fact that your battle has been so long and so fierce is proof of the magnitude of the territory I'm calling you to take. You're not a slave to your circumstances, though you have felt the whip of the taskmaster. You are a king and a queen in exile, and I am the King of Kings bringing you home to your true identity. The enemy has tried to give you an orphan spirit, making you feel like you have no home, no father, and no future. But I have placed my seal upon your heart. You are an heir to the kingdom, and that means you have access to all the resources of heaven. The suffering you have endured was your training ground. It taught you how to pray when you had no words. It taught you how to trust when you had no evidence. It taught you how to love when you were given nothing but hate. These are the credentials of a chosen one. You have passed the test of discouragement, and you have survived the season of isolation. You have learned to find your value in me rather than in the applause of men, and that makes you dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. Understand that your difference is your greatest weapon. The very things that people mocked, your kindness, your intuition, your unwavering hope, are the tools I will use to set others free. You are a bridge between the broken and the healed, between the lost and the found. Because you have known what it is to be trapped, you will know how to lead others to the exit. You are being forged into a weapon of mass restoration. Do not look back at the years you spent in the wilderness as wasted time. In the wilderness, you learn the sound of my voice. In the wilderness, you learn that I am the God who provides. You are emerging from the hidden season, and you will not be the same person who entered it. You're stepping into a season where your character finally matches the weight of the blessing I'm about to release. You are my chosen instrument, and through you I will show the world that I can take the most broken pieces and create a masterpiece. Lift your head, my beloved. Your royalty is not defined by your past, but by your Father. The exit is open, and you are walking through it with the authority of a conqueror. Lean your ear closer to my heart, for I am about to speak a truth that will serve as the immovable anchor for your soul in the midst of this turbulent sea. My word is not a collection of ancient stories or dusty philosophies. It is a living, breathing legal contract between the Creator and the created, and I am a God who cannot lie. I told you through my servant Paul that I am faithful, and because I am faithful, I will not allow you to be tempted, tested, or tried beyond what you are able to bear. I know your threshold better than you know it yourself. I have measured the pressure of your trials with divine precision. You have cried out that you are at your breaking point, that the walls are touching your skin, and that the oxygen of hope is running out. But I tell you, you are stronger than you think, because my strength is made perfect in your weakness. You have not broken, because I have been the invisible scaffolding holding up the structure of your life. The very fact that you are still standing, still breathing, and still seeking my face is the evidence of my faithfulness. I have not brought you this far to leave you in the hands of the enemy. I have not led you into the deep waters to let you drown. I am the God who stays. Look deeply into the promise I have set before you. With every temptation, with every trial, and with every trap the enemy sets, I will also provide the way of escape, so that you may be able to endure it. Notice that I did not say I would always remove the mountain instantly, but I will provide the way through it. The way of escape is not just a destination, it is a divine provision that I have already placed in your path. Sometimes the exit is a change in your perspective that renders the enemy's weapons useless. Sometimes the exit is a supernatural peace that guards your heart, while the storm still rages outside. And sometimes the exit is a literal door that I swing wide open in the middle of a blank wall. You have been looking for the exit with your human eyes, trying to find a logical solution to a spiritual problem, but I am the waymaker. I specialize in making paths where there are no paths. I am the one who makes a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. The way of escape is a person, and that person's me. When you abide in me, the cage no longer exists, for I am the limitless horizon. This promise is your scriptural anchor. When the winds of doubt howl that you are finished, you must speak my word back to the darkness. Tell the shadows, my God is faithful. He will not let me be pushed beyond my limit. When the enemy whispers that you are trapped for good, declare my Father has already provided the way of escape. It is manifesting right now. You must understand that my word does not return to me void. It accomplishes exactly what I sent it to do. When I said I would provide the exit, it became a law in the spirit realm. The universe must align with my decree. The prison guards of your circumstances must drop their keys when I speak. The chains of your past must fall when I command it. You are not waiting on me to move. I'm waiting for you to believe that I have already moved. Faith is the hand that reaches out and turns the handle of the door I have already unlocked. You have the authority of my word behind you. Use it as a shield. Use it as a sword. Use it as the map that leads you out of the valley of the shadow of death. I want you to meditate on the word endure. It does not mean to merely survive or to grit your teeth in misery. In my kingdom, endurance means to remain under the pressure while maintaining your joy and your integrity, knowing that the pressure is producing a glory that far outweighs the pain. You are being trained to handle the weight of the blessing that is on the other side of this exit. If I gave you the palace while you still had the heart of a slave, the palace would destroy you. But because you have endured the wilderness, because you have stood firm on the promise of 1 Corinthians 10:13, you are now ready for the much that I have prepared for you. The trial was the entrance exam, and my child, you have passed. You have shown me that you trust my character more than your circumstances. Now watch as the way of escape transforms from a verse on a page into a reality in your life. The exit is not just coming, it is appearing before you. Step forward with the confidence of one who is backed by the King of the universe. You are not trapped, you are being launched. Can you feel it? My child, the very air in the room where you are sitting is beginning to vibrate with a different intensity. The heavy, stagnant atmosphere of the waiting room is being replaced by the electric charge of a divine now. This is the moment of the great pivot. For months and perhaps years, you have been tuned to the frequency of survival. You have been in a defensive posture, bracing yourself for the next blow, waiting for the other shoe to drop, and speaking the language of endurance. But I am reaching into the core of your being right now and turning the dial. I am shifting you from the frequency of the victim to the frequency of the victor. I am moving you from the frequency of how will I make it to the frequency of I have already overcome. This shift is not something you have to work for. It is a sovereign act of my grace. Just as the dawn doesn't ask permission from the night to break, my light is breaking over your life right now, and the shadows of your past season have no choice but to dissolve. The frequency of heaven is one of harmony, abundance, and absolute authority, and as you listen to my voice, your spirit is being recalibrated to match the rhythm of my heart. You have been operating on a timeline of lack and delay, but I am pulling you into a new spiritual dimension where time works in your favor. In this new frequency, the things that used to take years will now take days. The doors that were rusted shut are now moving on oiled hinges. The enemy has been tracking you by the scent of your pain and the sound of your groans, but as your frequency shifts, you are becoming invisible to the principalities of darkness. You are rising to a level where their arrows cannot reach and their whispers cannot be heard. You are no longer vibrating at the level of your problem. You are vibrating at the level of my promise. I am flushing out the old energy of not enough and filling your cup with the more than enough of my spirit. This is why you feel a strange sense of peace, even though your circumstances haven't fully manifested the change yet. That peace is the evidence of the shift. It is the quiet confidence of a soul that knows the tide has turned. The drought is over, and the sound of an abundance of rain is already echoing in the spiritual realm. As this miracle begins to take root in your soul, I want you to take a moment to anchor this transformation. Do not let this moment pass as just a fleeting thought. If you feel the warmth of my presence and the shifting of the tides in your life, I invite you to join this family of believers. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now to signal your agreement with heaven. By doing this, you are telling the universe that you are stepping out of the old cycle and into the new. You are claiming your seat at my table and ensuring that you stay connected to the daily bread I provide for my chosen ones. This simple act of alignment is a physical manifestation of your spiritual yes. It tells the heavens that you are ready to walk through the door I have opened. As you do, feel the weight of the old season falling off your shoulders. The chains are not just breaking, they are melting in the heat of my glory. You are becoming a new creation, and the world will soon see the evidence of the work I am doing in the secret places of your heart. This middle shift is the bridge between your wilderness and your promised land. You're in the transition zone, the place where the impossible becomes the inevitable. I am rewriting your internal narrative. Where you once said, "I am tired," you will now say, "I am strengthened by the Almighty." Where you once said, "I am lonely," you will now say, "I am surrounded by the host of heaven." This is not just positive thinking. This is spiritual repositioning. You are coming into agreement with the King of Kings. I am aligning your words with my words, your thoughts with my thoughts, and your path with my purpose. The frequency of your life is now set to success, healing, and wholeness. There is no power in hell that can reverse this shift once you have accepted it. You are walking in a new authority, and even the ground beneath your feet recognizes the change in your stride. The exit is no longer a distant point on the horizon. It is the ground you are standing on. You have moved, you have shifted, you have arrived at the threshold of your greatest manifestation. Prepare your heart. My beloved, for I am not merely preparing your future, I am invading your present. Within the next 24 hours, the spiritual shift I've been speaking of will begin to leave its fingerprints on the physical world around you. You have been asking for a sign, a confirmation that you are not just imagining my voice, and because I love you with an everlasting love, I'm going to give you markers along the path. These will not be subtle hints that you have to struggle to interpret. They will be divine winks from heaven, tailored specifically for you. Keep your eyes wide open as you move through your day. You may see a sequence of numbers that has followed you for years. Perhaps 1111, 727, or the very 7007. We spoke of appearing on a clock, a license plate, or a receipt at the exact moment a thought of worry crosses your mind. This is my way of saying, I'm right here. I'm in the details. I'm counting every second of your journey. Do not dismiss these as coincidences. They are the breadcrumbs I'm dropping to lead you out of the labyrinth and toward the exit I have carved for you. Watch for the messenger in disguise. In the coming hours, a person may cross your path, perhaps a stranger in a grocery line, an old friend you haven't spoken to in years, or even a random message on your screen that contains a phrase or a word you just prayed about in secret. I often use the voices of others to echo the whispers of my spirit. You will feel a sudden spark in your chest, a shiver of recognition that tells you this moment was orchestrated by the divine. This is the sound of the key turning in the lock. Furthermore, pay attention to the atmosphere of your home. You will notice a sudden, unexplained lightness, as if a heavy fog has finally been lifted by a morning sun. The things that usually trigger your anxiety will suddenly seem smaller, distant, and powerless. This is because I am clearing the spiritual debris from your environment, making room for the new thing that is springing forth. You're not just entering a new day, you're entering a new dimension of my favor. I am also moving in the realm of your physical body and your emotions. In the next 24 hours, you will experience a surge of energy in places where you have felt nothing but chronic fatigue. A sudden clarity will replace the brain fog that has plagued you, allowing you to see solutions where you only saw problems yesterday. You might find yourself humming a song of praise without even realizing it, or feeling a deep, bubbling sense of joy that has no logical explanation, given your current circumstances. This is the joy of the Lord acting as your strength. It is the evidence that the frequency shift we initiated is now manifesting in your nervous system. I am healing you from the inside out, starting with the quietening of your fears. When you see these signs, do not overanalyze them with your mind. Simply receive them with your heart. Whisper a quiet thank you. Father, and feel the connection between us strengthen. These signs are the first drops of rain before the heavy downpour of blessing that is about to saturate the dry ground of your life. Finally, keep a close watch on your digital gates, your emails, your phone, and your notifications. I am the God of the sudden breakthrough, and I love to move in ways that defy human logic. You may receive a notification about an application you thought was rejected, a message regarding a debt that is being restructured, or an invitation to an opportunity that you didn't even apply for. These are the first ripples of the divine exit manifesting in your tangible reality. The enemy has tried to convince you that you are invisible and forgotten, but I am putting your name on the hearts of people who have the power to help you. I am opening the ledgers of heaven and the ledgers of earth to bring you into alignment with my abundance. The next 24 hours are a sacred window of time. Treat them with reverence. Walk with your head held high, for the King of the universe is personally escorting you out of the shadows. The signs are appearing, the doors are unlocking, and your testimony is being written in this very moment. Trust me, my chosen one. The wait is over. I have watched you sitting at your kitchen table, staring at bills that seem like mountains and a bank balance that feels like a deep, dry valley. I have felt the pit in your stomach when the phone rings from a number you recognize as a collector, and I have heard the shame that whispers into your ear at night, telling you that you have failed as a provider or as a steward. But hear me now. My beloved, your bank account is not your source. I am. Your job, your business, and your investments are just pipes, but I am the infinite reservoir. I am the one who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills and the wealth hidden in the secret dark places of the earth. The spirit of lack has tried to suffocate your creativity and steal your sleep, making you believe that you are a slave to a currency that I created for your service. I am breaking that yoke today. I am plugging the invisible leaks in your finances, those unexpected repairs, those sudden medical costs, and those mysterious drains on your resources that have kept you in a relentless loop of almost enough. I am shifting you from the frantic stress of survival into the serene confidence of my supernatural supply. You have been faithful with the little in the wilderness, and now I'm preparing your hands to handle the weight of a blessing that overflows. The enemy has worked tirelessly to keep you in a scarcity mindset, making you afraid to give, afraid to dream, and afraid to even look at the future without a sense of dread. He wants you to believe that the world's fragile economy is your master. But my economy operates on a higher celestial law that is not moved by market crashes or human greed. I am the God who multiplied 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed thousands until they were satisfied. And I am the same God who is multiplying the seed you have sown in tears. I have seen the sacrifices you've made to help others when you barely had enough for yourself. I have seen the tithes you gave with a trembling hand, but a trusting heart believing in my promises when the math didn't add up. Your seeds have not died in the cold ground. They have been germinating in the secret place of my favor. I am bringing you into a season of divine compensation. I am moving the hearts of people who don't even know you to be good to you. I am putting your name in the minds of those who hold the keys to contracts, promotions, and legal settlements. You will see debts that seemed permanent suddenly restructured or completely erased. This is not a matter of luck. It is the manifestation of your lineage as my chosen one. I am opening the windows of heaven over your life right now, and I am rebuking the devourer for your sake. I am breathing witty inventions and divine strategies into your mind, ideas that will create wealth and solutions that will command a premium in the marketplace. I am giving you the wisdom to manage the abundance that is coming so that you can be a blessing to your family and to the nations. You were never meant to just have enough to pay your bills and scrape by. You are meant to have a surplus that changes the world. The exit I have made for you includes a total departure from the land of not enough and a grand entry into the land of more than enough. I am healing your relationship with resources, right now removing the spirit of fear and replacing it with a spirit of power and a sound mind. You will no longer wake up with a heavy heart, wondering how you will make it through the week. You will wake up with a grateful heart, asking me who I will allow you to bless today. The resources of the kingdom are being unlocked for you because I can finally trust you with the treasure. You have passed the test of the wilderness, and now you are being positioned for a harvest you did not even have to plant. As you feel the weight of this financial breakthrough settling into your spirit, I want you to make a bold declaration of your trust in my provision. Do not let the spirit of doubt steal this seed from your heart before it has a chance to root. If you believe that I am your provider and that the doors of abundance are swinging open for you in this very moment, I want you to claim it with the authority of a child of the King. Type, "I receive my provision," or 888 in the comments below to seal this promise of a new, prosperous beginning. This is your act of faith, an announcement to the spiritual realm that you no longer agree with the lie of lack. And as you step into this new frequency of wealth, make sure you stay connected to the flow of my word, which is your true daily bread. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now, joining this global family of believers who are rising out of the shadows of poverty. By doing so, you are signaling your readiness to walk in the fullness of the heritage I have prepared for you. The exit is open, the supply is endless, and the storehouses of heaven are being poured out upon your life. Walk forward in confidence, for your Father is the King of all riches, and He delights in your prosperity. I have seen the deep, jagged scars on your heart that no one else is allowed to touch. I saw you sitting in the quiet of your home, replaying conversations in your head, wondering where the love went and why the people you would have given your life for turned into strangers or worse, enemies. I heard the questions you asked me in the dark. Why am I always the one who gives more? Why does everyone I love eventually leave? I saw the sting of the betrayal that left you breathless. The friend who shared your secrets, the partner who promised forever but gave you only for now, and the family members who only call when they need something. My child, I have been the silent witness to every cold shoulder and every sharp word. I felt the weight of the loneliness that settles in when you realize that though you are surrounded by people, no one truly knows the you that is hurting. I'm here to tell you that your heart is too precious to be a playground for those who do not respect my image in you. The walls you built for protection were necessary for a season, but I am here now to be your shield so you can finally let your guard down and heal. You have mourned the loss of relationships that I intentionally ended. You saw it as a tragedy, but I saw it as a rescue mission. I am the one who caused the phone to stop ringing. I am the one who allowed the truth to be revealed in that moment of crisis. I am the one who removed the mask from the faces of those who were plotting your downfall behind your back. I did not do this to hurt you, but to save you from a future that would have been strangled by their toxicity. You were trying to build a palace with people who only had the capacity to live in a shack. You were trying to fly with people who were afraid of heights. As you step through the divine exit I have made, you cannot take the baggage of toxic connections with you. The frequency of your new season is too high for those who thrive on drama, manipulation, and envy. I am collapsing the barriers of isolation that the enemy built around you, but I am also strengthening the boundaries that will keep your peace intact. Do not look back at those who walked away. They were not meant to be in the final chapters of your victory. They were only characters in the training phase of your journey. Now watch as I bring the destiny helpers into your path, those whom I have specifically anointed to recognize your light and support your mission. I am orchestrating meetings that will feel like divine appointments. You will find yourself in conversations with people who see your value without you having to prove it. I am bringing soul-level connections, friends who are closer than siblings and mentors, who will pour into you the wisdom you have been thirsting for. If you have been praying for a life partner, know that I am preparing their heart, even as I prepare yours. I am aligning your paths, so that when you meet, there will be no confusion, no games, and no doubt only a deep, resonant peace that says, "This is of God." The relationships that were broken and are meant to be restored will experience a supernatural softening of hearts. Where there was bitterness, I will plant understanding. Where there was silence, I will bring the words of reconciliation. You are moving into a season of relational abundance where you will finally be seen, heard, and cherished as the chosen one that you are. If you feel my love washing over these wounded areas of your heart right now, do not stay silent. This is a moment of profound spiritual alignment. If you believe that I am breaking the chains of loneliness and bringing your tribe to you, type "I believe" or the number 777 in the comments to claim this shift. Your words have power, and by declaring your faith, you are inviting these new connections to manifest in your reality. And because you are part of a global family of light bearers, I want you to press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now. By doing so, you are joining a community of people who, like you, are being called out of the shadows. This is your signal to the heavens that you are ready for the healthy, life-giving relationships I have prepared. Do not let the enemy convince you that you are destined to be alone. You are part of my royal household, and your seat is surrounded by those who will love you with the purity of my own heart. The greatest relationship I am restoring today is the one you have with yourself through me. For too long, you have looked in the mirror and seen only your mistakes, your scars, and the things others said were wrong with you. You have been your own harshest critic, repeating the lies of those who betrayed you. But I am placing my hands over your eyes so you can see what I see. I see a masterpiece. I see a warrior who is tired but hasn't quit. I see a heart that is still capable of immense love despite being shattered. I am healing your self-image right now, stripping away the shame that has acted as a barrier between you and the joy I have for you. You are worthy of love, not because of what you do, but because of whose you are. As you begin to love yourself with the love I have for you, you will become a magnet for the right people. The old barriers are falling, the toxic cycles are ending, and the door to a community of honor is swinging wide. You are not trapped in loneliness anymore. I have brought you home to the family of my heart. Lift up your head and listen to the sound of my decree, for it is the sound of heaven shifting on your behalf. My word is not a mere suggestion or a distant hope. It is a law that governs the stars, the tides, and the very breath in your lungs. I told you through the prophet Isaiah, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?" This is not a promise for a far-off eternity. It is a sovereign declaration for your right now. The new thing is already in motion, pulsating beneath the surface of your current struggles, like a seed that has finally cracked its shell and is reaching for the light. You have been so focused on the old thing, the old pain, the old debts, and the old rejections that your eyes have become accustomed to the dim light of the past. But I am commanding a new dawn to rise over your life. Do you not perceive it? It is in the sudden peace that settles in your chest when you should be worried. It is in the way the enemy's whispers no longer have the power to make you tremble. I am resetting the foundations of your world, and the era of the wilderness is officially coming to a close. Think about the wilderness you have been walking through for so long. It has been a land of dry bones, of heat that scorched your spirit, and of paths that seemed to lead nowhere but back to the same pain. But I have made a decree in the highest heavens. I will make a way in that very wilderness. I will not just take you out of the desert. I will transform the very ground you walk on. Where there was barrenness, I am bringing a harvest. Where there was silence, I am bringing a song of deliverance that will be heard by your enemies. I will make rivers in the desert. Imagine the absolute impossibility of a rushing river flowing through the parched sand of a wasteland. That is the level of miracle I'm performing in your life right now. The resources you thought were dried up forever are being replenished from a source the world cannot see. The love you thought was gone is flowing back to you in waves of grace. This is the authority of my decree. When I speak, the desert must bloom. When I command, the dry places must overflow. You are no longer just surviving the desert. You are witnessing its transformation into a garden of my delight. This authority is now being placed into your heart and your mouth, my chosen one. Because you are made in my image, your words carry the weight of the kingdom. Every time you repeat my promises, you are reinforcing the decree I have already made in the heavens. Stop speaking the language of the wilderness. Stop saying I will never get out, or this is how it will always be. Those words are the seeds of the enemy meant to keep you in the cage. Instead, come into perfect agreement with my decree. Say, the Lord is doing a new thing in me. Say, a way is being made in my wilderness. Your words are the spiritual keys that turn in the lock of the exit I have made. I am giving you a double portion of favor for every trouble you have endured. The decree is signed in the blood of the covenant, and no power in the universe can veto it. The decree says you are healed. The decree says you are prosperous. The decree says you are free. Every demonic assignment against your peace is being cancelled right now by the authority of my spoken word. The chains are not just loosening, they are dissolving because the King has spoken your name. As you stand under the canopy of this divine decree, I want you to anchor your heart in this truth, and do not let the thief of doubt steal this revelation. If you perceive the shift, if you believe that my word is the final authority over your situation, I want you to shout your agreement in the Spirit. Type, "I believe in the new thing," or the number 1111 in the comments to signal your alignment with this gateway of manifestation. This is your moment to leave the desert behind and step into the river of my provision. And to ensure you remain in this flow of heavenly authority, join this royal family of faith. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now. This is more than a click. It is a spiritual gesture of staying under the waterfall of my daily bread. You are part of something great, something holy, and something unstoppable. The decree has gone forth, the wilderness is blooming, and the exit is wide open. Walk through it with your head held high, for the King of the universe has personally cleared your path, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper in this new season of light. You are no longer standing at the threshold. My beloved, you have stepped through. Take a moment to look around with your spiritual eyes at the landscape that now stretches out before you. The air here is different. It is heavy with the fragrance of my presence and light with the absence of the burdens you left at the door. You are not just free for the sake of being free. You are free for a purpose. The divine exit was not just an escape from your pain, but an entrance into your true calling. For years, you have been in a season of becoming, but now you are in a season of being. You have been a student of the wilderness, and now you are a master of the promise. I have not brought you into this wide open space to sit in idle comfort, but to occupy the territory I've reserved for your name. You are stepping into a life of influence where your peace will be a weapon and your joy will be a magnetic force. The days of simply trying to survive the week are over. You are now an ambassador of the kingdom of light, a living testimony that the God of the impossible is still moving in the affairs of men. Your scars, which you once tried so hard to hide, have now become your most powerful credentials. I'm calling you to be a lighthouse for those who are still trapped in the same storms you just survived. Because you have known the weight of the chains, you will know exactly how to speak to those who are still bound. Because you have tasted the bitterness of betrayal, you will carry a level of compassion that can heal the brokenhearted. Your mission is not a heavy burden of religious works. It is a natural overflow of the abundance I am pouring into you. You will find that as you walk in your newfound freedom, doors will open not just for you, but for everyone you touch. You are a vessel of restoration. I will send people to you who are at their breaking point, and with a single word of the wisdom I gave you in the dark, you will set them on the path to their own exit. You are becoming a distributor of my grace, a conduit of my provision, and a guardian of my peace. Your life is no longer a small story of personal struggle. It is a grand narrative of my glory manifest in the earth. I am giving you a divine mandate to dream again. In the cage, your dreams were shriveled by the heat of your problems, but in this new atmosphere, they are beginning to bloom with vibrant colors. I want you to look at the desires I placed in your heart years ago, the ones you thought were dead and buried. I am breathing life into them right now. Whether it is starting that business, writing that book, launching that ministry, or building that home, know that the resources of heaven are backing you. You are not working for a paycheck anymore. You are working for a legacy. You are building something that will outlast you, something that will provide shade for generations to come. I have given you a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind to navigate this new terrain. You will not stumble, for I am the lamp to your feet. You will not grow weary, for I am the wind in your sails. This is the era of the great work, and you have been handpicked by the Creator of the universe to lead the way. As you embrace this new mission, I want you to remember that your strength comes from our union. Do not try to accomplish this assignment in your own power, or you will find yourself back in the fatigue of the old season. Abide in me, and let my life flow through you. You are a branch on the true vine, and your only job is to stay connected and bear the fruit that I produce. The world will see your success and wonder where it came from, and you will point them to the door. You are my masterpiece in progress, a beacon of hope in a world that is desperate for a way out. The exit was just the beginning. The real journey starts now, and it is more beautiful than anything you could have imagined in your wildest dreams. You are my chosen one, my light bearer and my champion. Walk forward with the quiet confidence of one who knows they are backed by the host of heaven. Your new mission is here, and it is glorious. Now, my beloved child, come into the secret place with me. Close your eyes, let the noise of the world fade into the background, and take a deep, holy breath of my spirit. This is not a mere recitation of words. This is a divine activation, a legal transaction between your soul and the courts of heaven. As I speak these words over you, I want you to repeat them in the quiet of your heart, or whisper them aloud, for your voice carries the authority of the kingdom and the power to command the atmosphere. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I stand before you today as your chosen one, recognized and loved by the Creator of all things. I acknowledge that I have been weary, trapped, and broken, but I thank you that you have never once left my side in the darkness. I renounce the spirit of fear, the spirit of lack, and the spirit of confusion that have tried to hold me captive in the shadows of the wilderness. I declare that the blood of Jesus covers my past, my present, and my future, making me fireproof and resilient. I thank you, Lord, for the divine exit you have carved specifically for me, and I step through it right now by faith. I believe that every chain that has bound my feet is melting in your presence, and every wall that has restricted my soul is crumbling at the sound of your voice. I am no longer a slave to my circumstances. I'm an heir to the throne of grace, walking in the light of your favor. Father, I receive your supernatural provision right now. I command the storehouses of heaven to open over my life and my family. I speak to my debts and I say, be removed. I speak to my bank account and I say, overflow with the abundance of the kingdom. I thank you for the witty inventions, the divine strategies, and the creative ideas that are even now taking root in my mind. I receive the total healing of my heart and the restoration of my soul. I release the bitterness of past betrayals and the crushing weight of loneliness. I forgive those who hurt me and walked away, not because they deserve it, but because I deserve the peace that only you can give. I thank you for the destiny helpers, the loyal friends, and the spiritual tribe that are even now being sent to my path. Lord, I receive the new thing you are doing in me. I claim the rivers in my desert and the way in my wilderness. I declare that I am strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. I am not behind. I am being launched into my destiny. I am not breaking down. I am becoming a masterpiece. I seal this prayer with the fire of the Holy Spirit, knowing that what you have started in me, you will bring to perfect completion. I am free. I am prosperous. I am chosen. It is done, and it is good. As these words vibrate through your spirit, feel the actual physical weight of the old season lifting off your chest like a heavy shroud. The activation has begun, and the gears of the universe are turning to align with the decree you have just made. The angels of heaven are even now moving to fulfill the petitions you have offered in agreement with my word. Do not let doubt steal this seed from your heart. Guard it as the treasure it is. You have transitioned from a posture of begging to a posture of receiving. Stay in this stillness for a moment, more allowing the healing oil of my spirit to saturate every fiber of your being, mending the fractures you thought were permanent. You have spoken, and I have heard. You have asked, and the answer is already on its way. The heavens are wide open over you, and the exit is now a permanent reality in your life. You are moving with the momentum of the Almighty, and nothing can stop the glory that is about to be revealed in you. My precious child, we have reached the moment of the final seal. The words I have spoken over you today are not merely temporary comforts. They are eternal decrees, written in the ink of my love and the blood of my covenant. The exit I have made for you is now a permanent fixture in your life. No matter how many times the enemy tries to draw the curtains of darkness back over your eyes, remember that the veil has been rent in two. You are no longer a resident of the wilderness. You are a citizen of the kingdom of light. The contract of your bondage has been shredded in the courts of heaven, and the signature of the Almighty is now upon your heart. Do not look back at the cage with longing or regret, for the old things have passed away and everything has been made new. You are carrying a divine momentum that cannot be reversed by human gossip, financial shifts, or the shadows of the night. This is your birthright as a chosen one, to live in the wide open spaces of my grace and to be a living evidence of my power to restore. As you prepare to step fully into the radiance of this new day, realize that you are never walking alone. I am the shepherd who goes before you, the shield that protects your rear, and the presence that walks beside you. The divine exit was not just a one-time event, but a new way of life. You are now a carrier of the frequency of heaven, and wherever you go, the atmosphere must shift to accommodate the King who lives within you. The chains are gone, the debt is paid, and the light is here to stay. Before you leave this moment of stillness, I want you to officially lock this blessing into your life. The enemy will try to come and whisper that nothing has changed, but you will answer him with the authority of the word. Seal this prophecy now and forever. Type Amen or It is done in the comments to lock this blessing into your physical reality. And as a final act of spiritual agreement, type I am free to activate your exit right now. Do not remain silent when the King has declared your liberty. Our spiritual family is growing stronger every day, and I am calling you to remain part of this community of light bearers. If you have felt the power of this message, do not forget to press the like button and subscribe to this channel one last time. By doing so, you are not just following a channel, you are anchoring yourself in a daily flow of my living water. Share this message with 3 people who are currently trapped in their own wilderness. Be the vessel of their escape. Remember, this is not the end of our conversation. It is only the beginning of a grand celestial journey. I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. Go forth now in peace, for the door is open, the path is clear, and my glory is your reward. You are loved, you are chosen, and you are finally truly free.